Good morning. Okay, so let's try it one more time. We're going to start on 7 root 2 of the C shape. Here's C. Okay, 7 root 2 is B, C, D. That's the E shape. Move it down and we get 3, 4, 5. The fifth of C is G. So B, C, D is the third, the fourth, and the fifth of G. Go to that fifth and we have D, but now we change the pattern. It's not 3, 4, 5, it's 6, 7 root, but it's the same string. We're staying on the same string, so it's B, C sharp, D. And that's the 6th, the 7th, and the root of D, of the key of D in the G shape. The 5th of the key of D is A. So we've got ourselves an A-shaped, keeping the same shape here, alias 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4. We've got ourselves an A-shaped, a D-shaped A. So B, C sharp, D is the second and third and fourth of A. Second, third, and fourth. Okay, moving up from there to an A shape now. Now we're going to take just the 5, 6. The fifth of A is E. Okay, so B and C sharp are the 5th and 6th of E. Okay, that's how that works. And then we go up to the 5th of E, which is the key of B. And starting, guess what that 7 is? But we have to actually go to the 7th of B. So we move the pattern down. And we have ourselves an E-shaped B, where we have G sharp, B, and C sharp. Okay, so the pattern moved down like that. Now we still have the pattern warped over, but I didn't fall for it. So we move it down again, the 5th of B, and that's good for people who like to play in B. I'd like to show you something on the long patterns with that, if we don't get off the short patterns. So now the 3 here, alias 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5 becomes the 3, 4, 5 of the 5th of B, which is G flat. Okay, so 3, 4, 5. So the this 3, 4, 5 here, the A sharp is the third of B flat, of G flat. B is the fourth. Of G flat, and C sharp is the 5th. And we'll, then from G sharp, gosh, we go to the 5th of that, from B flat rather, we go to D flat. We're back, getting into the normal keys again. B flat. Okay, so let's skip over now. So obviously that same A sharp becomes the 6th of D flat. I'll just play that. 5, 6. Here it is. Let's go to his 4th. Okay, so that is what's going on with the short patterns. Now let's look at the long patterns that we've been playing to get away from that fret nut. Let's see what happens. So we'll start with 4ths. Moving the long pattern up, goes in string shape 4ths, moves to the left, that is towards the fret nut. Okay, so we're going to have a problem moving the pattern up. If we start on this 3 here, when we move the pattern up, our long patterns aren't going to help us, because we're going to need this 4 and we don't have it. if the fret nut is essentially here, right? This is the fret nut. I know it's a little hard to see, so we'll just make it a little brighter. This is the fret nut. Okay, this is the string, the bottom string. So we're going to start. Where are we going to start? If we're on the C string, we're going to be right here, right? So we'll start on the small C pattern, because remember, C, I'm sorry, I didn't hit the right one there. I didn't hit the B, I hit the B flat. So the point is, how's this first off most useful? It's most useful to play away from the fret nut, because most people get in trouble playing around the fret nut or the capo. There's a capo, now I can't do my favorite pattern that goes to the left. So let's first use it as a pattern that goes to the right. So moving to the right is in fourths. It says right here. Move the long pattern down, goes to string shape fifths rather. That's moving the pattern down, moves to the right. Okay, so moving, it's opposite of what you'd think it is, right? So moving the pattern down goes in string shape fourths, but that moves the pattern to the left, as you can see over in this region. Moving the pattern up, actually, sorry, that was moving the pattern up. Moving the pattern down. You see how we're moving the pattern down, but the bottom string's going up? It's backwards for what you see it, but you get it. So there's the word bottom string. Here's the fret nut, line it up. Okay, so here's our bottom string. Moving the pattern down moves the bottom string up. Now the pattern, as you can see, is going to the right, away from the fret nut. So we use that. Now, what are we doing? When we go to the next string up, we're going in fifths. Okay, so C is the augmented fifth of E. That's a bad example. Okay, so we're looking here at the C shape. Now over here, when the pattern moves over, we have to go to the next shape over to get the fifth. So because the fifth of C is the G shape, and G shape is 6/7 root, and that's way over here. So we have to go over here. We're back into the S4E, which is a short pattern. So you got a long pattern stack and a short pattern stack, and I'll show you that. I put that on this chart because I knew what we were going to need. Is it on this chart? It is not on this chart. Okay, but it's on the previous chart, which is an interesting chart that I made. So here it is, what's going on with that pattern stack there, right here. So here's our long pattern stack. We have our S3AXL, X3AXL, which is 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then we have a short pattern stack on top of it. You know, and keep in mind, this S4E thing is almost, you can see it from here, 7, 3, 6, 7, 3, 6, and then 2. You would just take this and put it back on top of there. Okay, so I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to talk about chart number 224. We will get back to that, but right now it was more important to get going with this stuff, where we have the ability to use the drawing tool and make it a string, okay, in our fret nut. So the bottom line, we want the pattern initially. What do we want to do? That's important in guitar. What do you want to do? You know, I have problems with that. What do I want to do on guitar? I don't even know what I want to do. I try to stay versatile, but I get mixed up because I don't know where I'm going. So first decide what you want to do and then do it.